Another seascape to paint. Well, it was bound to happen at some point, and after being stuck in doing kind of a lot of very similar paintings recently, I decided to kind of go back to painting a seascape, which I've actually done very few beach scenes in my time. I love painting scenes from the beach, but I've actually only ever really done it once, and one other failed time that I didn't end up making a video about. And I love painting water. It's probably my favorite thing to do. That probably explains why I did 3 ocean scenes with ships. And in this case, I was working on a pretty small canvas, but the ocean really just turned out really great, and the water, even though I didn't put that much effort into it, really just looks amazing. Now, the big thing that I did here was really try to mix up like a turquoise blue for the horizon waterline. And the reason I did that is because it would kind of give off it would make a really crisp change between the sky and the ocean. The very first thing that I knew I wanted to do was paint a palm tree. That, and of course, painting waves. And painting a palm tree was pretty easy until I got to the leaves themselves. The leaves were really difficult and would continue to be the bane of my existence for the entirety of this painting. I really took for granted just how hard it would end up being. But through multiple iterations of trying different colors, different textures, I eventually got a result that I was decently happy with. Obviously, as always, I look back at it and there's always something I'm like, oh, I wish I had done that better. But eventually I had to call it at something good. And yeah, these leaves they're just very different than I normally would have expected leaves to be like compared to the pine trees that I normally paint. These leaves had a radically different color. It was really difficult to mix, and also really hard to create the depth that I wanted to try and convey inside the leaves. But I'll revisit this someday and hopefully do a way better job. So then in regards to the sky, I really wanted to just do something simple, kind of just light, fluffy clouds, and really it was super easy to mix the sky together because there was very little there was no texture needed, and there was also really not that much work required for it. And then for the horizon line, since you're on the beach, you can see decently far. I think it's like 2 kilometers, maybe 3. But really what you see the most of is kind of just semi-distant waves, which I tried to convey with these differences in color. Looking back on it now, maybe there was a bit too much of it, but yeah, oh well. And back to the palm trees. Yes, this really took up like half my time making this painting, but it felt good to get it done, so I had to do that. Then working on just some foreground details. Ultimately, this ended up not taking up too much time actually, but just got it done. Was super happy with the end result, and finally finished the palm trees. So, thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the time lapse.